Today, Monday, June 12, 2023, is Democracy Day in Nigeria. What can you say that Nigeria is celebrating on this Democracy Day? What have they achieved? Can we term what we are practicing in our country, Nigeria, democracy? Not at all. It was the Athenians that first adopted this democracy as a system of government in their country. Democracy was derived from Greek word demokratia. It has two words coined together which brought about this democracy. Those two words, the first is demos, which means people, and then kratos, which means rule. So democracy by Athenians was seen as government that is ruled by the people. Birthday ki na-eme ka ọ bụkwa na ịchọrọ imerụ mmadụ birthday shout out, kpọtụrụ anyị, o nwere ike echatị anyị up. Ọ bụrụ na o nwere advertisement ị chọrọ, any of your products ị chọrọ ime ka ị mara ka ndị mmadụ anyị atụnyere gị, kpọtụrụ anyị, anyị ga-etinyekwu ya na ihe onyonyo anyị na-emegasị. Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ime n'aka anyị ka ị wee gbasa ozi gwa ndị mmadụ na ihe ị na-eme, kpọtụrụ anyị ma ọ bụkwanụ echatị anyị on WhatsApp 08067841298 08067841298. Anyị ga-eme ka ya bụ ihe rute ndị mmadụ aka. Daalụkwa. Now we know that the 16th president of the United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, adopted this democracy as something that will be guiding the people of America in the year 1863, where he defined democracy as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, in democracy, people should be allowed to air their views. MKO Abiola was the one who made democracy known in our country, Nigeria, due to the fact that on June 12, 1993, was the day for the presidential election in Nigeria. Now, on that particular day in 1993, all Nigerians were allowed to vote with their own conscience, with their choice. People came out en masse and now voted for their cherished candidates. It was on that day which MKO Abiola organized for the presidential election that made people to see democracy being practiced in Nigeria, due to the fact that that election on that day in 1993 was considered as the freest and the fairest election conducted in Nigeria. Now, this 2023 is referred to as the 30th year after which this democracy was adopted in our country, Nigeria. You can still remember again that Abdulsalami Abubakar was the one who adopted this democracy as a system of government to be in our constitution on May 5, 1999. Now, all this while that we have been saying that we are practicing democracy in our country, Nigeria, can we be bold enough to say that what Nigeria is practicing is a true democracy? Can you tell me that Nigeria is practicing democracy and in this year's 2023 presidential election we still have another 10 altogether against democracy being practiced in our country, Nigeria? Because if we should say that we are practicing democracy, then the voice of the people should be heard, because in democracy all citizens should give the government the power to rule, because it is said that democracy is a rule by the people, for the people, and by the people. So if you should say that you are practicing democracy, and then if anybody should talk against what you are doing there on your throne, you will be against the person, then you are not practicing any democracy. If you should say that Nigeria is practicing democracy, then our electoral system should be trusted. If we should say that we are practicing democracy, once we have an election in our country, Nigeria, everybody should participate in that election, trusting the what? Electoral system. Trusting that once they finish voting, the electoral system will surely project the results to them as everybody expected. A country that practices democracy is a country whereby people will be allowed to select somebody as their leader. Just as Max Weber said, that democracy is in a system whereby people will be allowed to select their leader whom they trust. So if Nigerians should be told that there should be a presidential election in our country, Nigeria, and then people are still afraid of whom to place there as their leader, or if they can come out to exercise their franchise, will they be allowed to vote according to their conscience? No. We saw a viral video where someone in the land of Yoruba was warning the Igbos that if they are coming to vote against a particular party, that is All Progressives Congress as a party, then they should not near that place. This is a country that said that they are practicing democracy. After this video went viral, nothing was done to the particular person that uttered this word. But Nigeria claimed to be practicing democracy. Nigeria should not be proud to say that today should be declared a public holiday because of what? The celebration of democracy in Nigeria. Nigeria is not practicing democracy. Nigeria is only but deceiving herself because of what? They claim to be practicing democracy, but they end up not knowing the meaning of democracy which they claim to be practicing. So if Nigeria should say that they are practicing democracy, they should start from the root by allowing people to vote for their cherished leader. And then after voting for their cherished leader, the electoral body should declare the result as it is expected, because when people are voting, they really know whom they voted for, and then the person they are trying to see at the end of the result being announced, that is their cherished candidate. So we should try to know that what we are practicing in Nigeria is not democracy, but another thing that is opposite of democracy.